Continuing from where we left off.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusean has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osean in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news.
They're probably
The
sunk.
International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usia, has been seized by the Erusean Army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusean, on the continent of Usia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osean launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusean Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Erusean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusean fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed.
Yep.
20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusean Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusean, it looked like Osean was moving in to take over.
Weird.
Erusean went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone.
True.
The second the declaration hit the news, Erusean forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusean ships that were docked all around Osean released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osean pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusean didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
Don't figure.
In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Erusean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap.
That's what
The
you
world
did.
went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusean. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusean, on the opposite side of the Erusean continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit?
There must be a
So,
strategical
I tried
reason.
to escape.
Military.
They found out and set the dogs on me.
Erusean has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Erusean continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war.
Bro.
Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces
They were
aligned
fast.
with Erusean are currently appearing throughout Erusean. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusean military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation.
So what are
Fort Gray's
our
Air Base Squadron
orders?
has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops.
I
The enemy
see.
has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat.
Okay.
However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
I'll see if I can beat mission 4 and let's see. It'll-
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
Raj.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Intercept! Fire the AA! Complete our vehicle out of here!
Target destroyed.
Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Damn it.
H2, status report!
Okay, I guess the cabling is also.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Okay, without air propulsion, the aircraft fucking goes on its own head.
It's been destroyed! We're going for the radar car! They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us. It's air raid. We're being attacked by enemy aircraft. We're using the containers now. Those weapons elect for tactical flexibility.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Okay, the DCT controllers. How much transmitting? No.
Take the radar vehicle!
I have WhatsApp web and sometimes it fucks with computer.
The enemy's barely resisting.
But I get
This is easy
transition.
money, so grab it while you can. Commissioner, move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now.
Targeting range of guns. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Break.
2 targets remain.
Can't go after every target. That radar was just about to go online. We pushed the plan forward too fast. Base was too far from Allied territory.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
They're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch that user. Redo the status. Here's some feedback from those poor merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand.
Mage 2, missile away.
They took a bite out of me. Breaking. Enemy missile coming at me. Breaking. Launch 2. Enemy's traveling a long way, so they're trying to get this quickly. Enemy on your rear.
They flew into the clouds.
Mage 2, bandit on your 6. This is Squad 6, evading enemy missile. That radar was just about to go online. Bandit in my sight. Locked on. Box 2.
Mage 2, walking.
Evading enemy missile. The enemy has a lock on you. Enemy on your rear. ATCs have nowhere to hide. Missile closing on me. Attack missed.
to Fox 2.
Fox 2. Missile evaded.
They're losing it after their allies on the ground were taken out. Can't say I blame them. I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too. Huh? Keep your mind focused. Enemy transport destroyed. There's more. Enemy missile coming at me. Breaking.
H2, walking.
All transports have been destroyed. But what are they carrying?
That's a miss. Golem 2, Fox 2.
Breaking.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles?
OK，应该来看。
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Intercept! Fire the AA! Free our vehicle out of there! It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
H2 has crashed!
And this is kind of a
Current
test
target
flight
is on
anyways.
rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Intercept! Fire the AA! Flee our vehicle out of there! What the hell do you mean the nearest air base? It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
H2,
Yes,
target down.
our vehicle's been destroyed! Go for the radar car!
Target destroyed.
Woo!
5 to go.
Fuck.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle! They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
No.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion.
We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. Destroyed. Nice.
Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
We'll go. Here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Trigger, there's one more to go.
Trying,
That
asshole.
was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicles destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
That's a bit cold.
Right now! Missed. We're 6 enemies. Some are really good. No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Review the setup. Here's some feedback from those war merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand. Radar was just about to go online. Enemy missile detected. Evading. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Better find out fall.
Fox 2. Missile hit.
Regain over clear ground.
Şunu bitirsem öyle yapsam olmaz mı?
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential
Neden?
area.
I'm trying as fast as I can.
Missile fired. Evading. It didn't connect. Fire anti-air gun. Now! Locked. It's chow time. H2, you're targeted. This is School 6. Flying in the clouds. Breaking to escape lock. Fox 2. I've lost control. Made it in my sight. Locked on.
Hold on.
So you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
5 targets remaining.
Enemy missile closing. Breaking.
Another one.
Missile did not connect.
I fucking know, jack shit.
Lock on you.
I will do these missions only since I have a limited time.
Column 4, Fox 2.
I almost feel bad doing that. Oh shit.
There's more.
3 targets remaining.
This one's mine. Launch preparation complete. Complete. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear, 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. Away.
Right.
Wait. What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, Cloud. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones. Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out. It doesn't matter? He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
Target is in range of guns.
But they could care about us more, so yeah, I know what I mean.
Fine, I'll make it quick.
Missile. Missile.
He escaped into the clouds.
Mage 2 locked.
I swear to God.
Evade.
Behind target and ready to attack.
Mage 2 behind you.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Needed a bit?
Strap here.
Okay, that one shot it.
Gone 4 Fox 2. Missed.
Target is not struck.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Bandits are in the clouds. You're mine. I'll make it quick. Caution. Hostile at the radar lock. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
They kind of don't have a choice, but when I'm flying this.
Mage 2, locking.
Golem Squadron, surround them. Behind one.
Okay, I mean, okay, that is some intense turbulence. Thunderbolt tactics. You guys know anytime Thunderbolt, right? Using that,
Golem 4
you know,
Fox 2.
that it does.
Being locked onto.
Don't try to read their movements. Mage 2, bandit under 6.
In gun range.
Target not my identity for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more. Golem 4 Fox 2.
Where'd he go?
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Mage 2, locked. Missile launched.
It didn't connect.
Things can do it.
On target 6.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
This is kind of an intense fight.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
I thought we were already over this.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Bro,
You shoot, someone gets killed.
kinda simple.
The guys in charge take care of the rest.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is
Yes.
the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
I'll sing us next.